Welcome to Coffee Meets Cloud, where three women in tech come together to share real stories about leadership, life, and everything in between. Join our hosts, Karami McCollum.
In other news, these headphones, I'm going to have to do something else. I am on fire.
Cassandra Parker.
It's pretty basic. We have to stay fully caffeinated in order to do all the things that we do.
And Rachel Rogers.
I don't know if we can survive this. I feel like this one goes in the vault.
Your go-to source for candid conversations and unfiltered insights. So, grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and join the chaos.
Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Cloud. Happy Tuesday to you all. It's another guest episode this week. Get ready for some inspiration today. We're joined by Kassundra Evans, the 2025 Women in Technology Single Mother of the Year. Kassundra is an IT analyst at Graphic Packaging International, a proud Houston native, and a graduate of the Women in Tech Single Moms program. She's a Hudson-Tillotson University alum who's built her career on resilience, faith, and an unstoppable drive to grow. But Cassandra is so much more than her title. She's a devoted mom, poet, and problem solver who leads with purpose and heart. She's passionate about creating inclusive spaces where others feel supported and empowered to rise. Whether she's tackling complex IT challenges, writing poetry that moves the soul, or playing a fierce game of Uno with her son, Cassandra brings grace, authenticity, and pure determination to everything she does. Her story is powerful, her energy is contagious, and her journey is proof that faith and courage can truly change the game. She's here to chat with us about balancing motherhood and ambition while pursuing a career in cybersecurity. Kassundra Evans, welcome to the show.
Yay!
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, we're so glad to have you. Thanks.
I'm so happy to be here.
We were talking before we all got here and started recording. Cassandra and I were at the 2025 Women in Technology Awards, and that was my first time. Cassandra, I think it was yours too.
Yeah, it was my first time at the awards.
It was so cool. We talked about it like the next time we recorded after that. We talked about some of the things, and we ran into you and your son. You were headed into the bathroom, actually, but he was dressed to the nines. It was the cutest
So
thing.
adorable.
I loved your speech. I'm pretty sure you were the one who gave this speech that said something to the effect of when I'm paraphrasing and probably getting it wrong, but basically when like women step up, the whole world rises kind of thing. We all level up when women do it. So very, very cool. How did you, well, let me not jump ahead. We want our listeners to get to know you a little bit. So we always start out with some fun little icebreakers, as the corporate world will say. Do you drink caffeine? Do you drink coffee?
I love coffee.
Okay.
I can't start my day without a cup of coffee.
Okay. Are you like a traditional coffee drinker? Do you like frou-frou coffee? Do you have a Starbucks go-to?
So I'm pretty well-rounded with coffee. I'll try anything, but I will say that I enjoy more of the chocolatey side of coffee. Yeah. But I know like at work, we have a new flavor, of course, with the holiday sugar cookie flavor. So that one is doing something for me.
You sound like Cassandra. She is very like, I'd like some coffee. I'd like some sugar with a side of coffee, please.
Yeah.
She loves all the sweet
The
stuff.
caramel brulee at Starbucks. I had to go get one this morning. That's my favorite. It's so good.
That one is good. Yes. Absolutely.
Well, we're in the holiday season now, and Christmas is, oh goodness, quickly approaching. Do you and your family or you and your son have any traditions that you really love? Are there things you do every year that's sort of your go-to?
So since moving here to Georgia, one of the things I like to take him and my niece, we like to go through the drive-through lights in Marietta.
Oh, yeah.
What is the name of it? I can't think of the name right now.
But yeah. I know what you're talking about. We've been there.
I love it. We do that every year. And we make it our business to bring them both together. They're like the two Stooges.
Yep. More like siblings than cousins sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have to ask, when did you move here from Houston? Because I also moved here from Houston.
Seriously? Okay, so I moved here April 2020, right before pandemic.
Okay. We moved here August of 2019. So not that far apart.
You guys have been in
Look at
Georgia the
that.
same amount of time.
Yep.
Look
Yeah.
at it.
Are you originally from Houston?
No, I'm from the swamps of Louisiana, but I lived in
Hey!
Houston. Yeah, I lived in Houston for a good amount of time. My parents still live there. So we go back
Okay.
occasionally. Yeah.
I have quite a bit of family in Louisiana, more so Eunice.
Okay. Yeah.
Eunice, Louisiana, yeah.
Yeah. My family's from Raceland and Thibodeau. So right outside of New Orleans. Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what it is. My youngest brother is actually currently in New Orleans as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Look at that.
Small world.
All
Very
the
small
things.
world.
I told you we were going to be best friends. You just didn't know.
That's right.
I know.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your origin story, right? How did you find your way into technology? Is that something you always knew you wanted to get into? Did you happen into it? How'd it go?
So I went to school with the big dreams of becoming a lawyer.
Wow.
I received my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I've watched enough crime shows. I was ready to take on the world. Okay. But when I moved to Georgia, I said, okay, I'm going to take the LSAT because I had the intention of going to law school. I took the LSAT. I didn't do as well as I thought I would do. I did get a bit discouraged. And I said, maybe this is not for me. So most of my background is grocery retail management and logistics. So I used to work for Coca-Cola, I've worked for Red Bull, and I've also worked for Frito-Lay. And I thought, okay, this is it. But I landed a job at Regions Bank. And I'll never forget it. It was this older young lady. But she came in just distraught. So I'm like, naturally, I want to take care of it. I want to fix it, right?
Yeah.
So she sits at my desk and she tells me, they took all of it. They took all of it. And I was like, wait, what's going on? What did they take? What's wrong? So a link came to her email. She clicked it. And the hackers were able to get into all of her bank information, like all of her information, wiped her account out.
Oh, no.
Okay? And she didn't have like $200. She had millions.
Whoa.
Yes,
so they probably targeted her then.
Oh, my God. And she was in tears. And because I'm a big crybaby, I'm crying and she's crying. And I said, and that was the first time I was introduced to that type of activity. I'm like, what? She was able to recoup some of the money, which is still painful because you want all your money, right?
Right.
But at that moment, I said, you know what? I need to do something. Like, I need to be a part of the solution. I need to figure out how I can help, especially our elderly community, educate them on how to better protect themselves digitally. I'm super close to my grandmother, so I'm always telling her the new stuff. Hey, Granny, let me teach you how to do this. I remember back in the early 2000s, I think that's when I first got my cell phone. I said, Granny, this is when we had to pay for minutes.
Oh, wow. That takes me back. Yep. When unlimited minutes came out, our whole world was changed.
Right. Well, because you had to wait to call people until 8 p.m.
Until it rolled over.
And do not be on a call at 8 p.m. and think that at 8:01, like you magically switched and unroll. You had to hang up. And call back.
Good time.
I would really love to know what our demographic is because I want to know how many people listening don't have a clue what we're talking about.
You mean you didn't get unlimited calling time and text messages back in the old days?
Back in the days where there weren't cell phones, you had a car phone, which was even more expensive than a cell phone. Yeah. Going old school now.
Oh, man. Yes, but so I had that phone and my grandmother would always try to call and I said, hey, the minutes are free after this time. And I remember we upgraded to a plan where you can text, unlimited, but the minutes were still going. It wasn't free till after 8. So I had to teach her how to text. And I said, if you want to contact me, you need to text me during the day. We cannot talk on the phone. So I was able to do that. So just ever since then, she's always been open to learning anything new when it comes to technology. I'm always telling her, Granny, do not click the links.
Never.
So
the Prince of Nigeria doesn't want you to actually call him and send him some gift cards.
He's not gonna. I keep getting the one right now that's like woohoo girl, and I'm like woohoo girl, like that's I mean that's a statement right there.
Oh,
but
the scams are crazy, but yeah. So I knew. So just dealing with her, that's what placed the seed in me that I wanted to get into tech, right? Not necessarily cyber, because I wasn't fully knowledgeable of what that looked like. So I had a sorority sister who came to me and she told me about women in tech, and I was like, oh, okay. She's like, it's a great program. I think you'll love it. They have a single mothers program. And I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. Right. Yeah. I wasn't all for it at the first time. So it wasn't until I was laid off and I said, okay, I got to figure something out. Right. Because I have a baby. Went to a job fair and Women in Technology had a table there. So I was like, oh, this is my second time seeing it. Let me not wait till third. Yeah. Let me just do it. So I applied and was accepted on the spot.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I said, wow, right? So going through the program, that's when I was really like, I think this is where I need to be. This is where I can make a difference. Cybersecurity. This is where I can make a difference. And it has been on from there.
That's really cool. Well, that actually is a great segue because I wanted to learn more about your experience in that program. We're still learning more. Every time we turn around, we learn something else about the Women in Technology organization. So, what does that program look like? What sort of activities or tools do they work with you on?
So we learned. So it was kind of like a basic foundation of tech, right? So we dabbled into Linux. We learned about coding. We really just tapped into several different fields, but just on a basic level. It was through Emory University. So I would say the best of the best professors and staff for sure. They did so much for us as single mothers, even down to providing childcare while we would be in class. Wow. And that was through Sheltering Arms. That was my first time learning about Sheltering Arms as well. Phenomenal organization. But they provided childcare services for moms who did not have vehicles to get to the school. We were given free Uber rides throughout the entire program.
That's awesome.
I mean, I had never seen anything like it. I was just so grateful for all that Women in Technology did for us, what they provided for us, because my God, being a single mother is tough. Okay, being a mother is tough.
Right?
Period. Yeah. And all that comes with it. But the program was phenomenal. We learned about Try Hack Me. We were able to get a certification through them as well towards the end of the program. Just phenomenal. That data analytics. I mean, we really touched so much during the class. It was 17 weeks long.
Wow.
And we would go every Saturday in the morning. Well, all day, every Saturday. And I mean, I'm just grateful for the experience altogether. It was phenomenal.
Well, and what an amazing thing that Women in Technology has put together to know that single moms have no additional support, or not none, but a lot of times you've got to take care of the kids. So there's no time to do anything to better yourself and better your career. So to give a safe place for your kids to be taken care of so that you can go and learn and do all these things, it's a great program. That's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds too like it really, it's Women in Technology Atlanta that is doing this phenomenal program, and it really speaks to some of the coreness of being a Southerner, right? Of helping your neighbor and really making sure that, I feel that every time I go to Texas, right? It's like, howdy, partner, and everybody's just there to help, right? And it's the same thing when you come to Atlanta and you have that experience. And if you haven't been to Atlanta, highly encourage you to come to Atlanta and experience all it has to offer. And some of these great, phenomenal programs. And so as you think about this platform that you've been given, right? And as you've kind of taken that, now you're jumping into careers and you're doing that. What do you think is kind of next for you from such a great experience? Where do you go from here?
Well, for one, and this is something I didn't do my best with in undergrad, is networking, right? So Women in Technology has such a large support system, a large networking base. So first and foremost, I plan on keeping Women in Technology with me. Okay. So I'm going to attend forums. I mean, anything that they have, I will be attending, and also looking to volunteer more with them. Because I want to not only just network, but they have so many different programs, especially for girls, like the youth professionals and the WIT girls. I want to be there to mold the next generation of girls and young ladies, so definitely that. With me being in graphic packaging, I have such a phenomenal team. The support is outstanding. So, of course, my goal is to grow within my career, climb the charts, right? And I have big dreams, right? So I want to I plan to become a CISO one day, And with that, one of my managers, and I'm going to mention his name.
Shout out Charles.
Shout out Charles. I made Charles my mentor, and it was funny because I was messaging him and I said, "Hey Charles, so you don't know this, but you're my mentor." So he says, wait, is that a thing? Is that a thing? I said, no, it's my thing.
Yeah,
I'm making you my mentor.
You've been volunteered.
Right. And yes, he's done exactly that. He is always forthcoming with, giving me new knowledge, information, just really taking me under his wings. And a special shout out also to April Hunter. She's more on the cybersecurity side, very knowledgeable. I mean, just an amazing individual altogether. So having April, having Charles, I mean, I can take on the world.
Well, I would actually love to know more about cybersecurity. I mean, I know the concept generally, and we all, anybody who works with a computer at their job that has a decent security team at that organization, you get the emails, you get the reminders, you get the no-nos. Some companies, my last gig used to send out tests. I don't know if they do that where I'm at now, but they would send them out. And then if you fell for it, you got on the naughty list. So, so obviously I know the concept sort of, but I mean, like if you were talking to somebody who was hearing the term cybersecurity for the first time, what would be your description? What would you want people to know about it?
Cybersecurity's main goal is protecting your assets digitally, right? Giving you the education about what a bad hacker is, what are the scams? What does that look like? Especially as much as technology is advancing with AI, right? So now it's a little bit more difficult to notice a scam, right? And you mentioned about like the emails. That's something we do, right? We do send out phishing emails, is what they are. And like I said, that AI just makes it look so real.
Oh my gosh.
So our goal is to say, hey, we're talking to the body of the company. Look, let me send you this email. Oh, you didn't pass it, but let me tell you why. And then we show them, hey, check this out. Hover over the links. Did it say it's going to take you where it said it was going to take you? Yes, it may be an email with no grammar, no error in it, but you have to look deeper, because it's still red flags that kind of stick out, even though it looks perfect. So our goal is really just to educate the body and help them to catch it first, right? Because once they're educated on this, then they're not only able to protect themselves, but also everyone in the company. Right. Because you have something called human risk, right? So the hacker only has to reach someone at the help desk, right? Yeah. And if the help desk agent does not catch it, the whole company is going down. Like it's a breach, Yeah. So
I mean, so you do that at work, right? And you have a kiddo, and how do you help make sure, you talked about helping the next generation and helping people protect themselves, and you gave the example of your grandmother. How do you kind of help that with young ones, right? And really teaching them from the get-go how to be secure, because they come into contact with computers at school. They have email accounts, right? I've even seen some that my daughter has gotten, and I'm like, yeah, don't click that. But how do you kind of help, like, teach them, at a very simplistic level, what to look out for?
So funny thing, we actually had a hard lesson. So before I purchased my son a tablet, he was using mine. And he was downloading all these different things. And before you knew it, my tablet had a virus. So that was the first lesson there about a virus. And explaining to him, and my son is he comprehends very well, right? So I told him, son, you see all these screens popping up? That means there's a virus. And I said,
danger.
Now mama's got to get to work.
Right. And I said, virus is bad. So he said, what's a virus? I said, it's like a disease, right? Something bad takes over your tablet. And they'll take all your information. He's like, oh. I said, yeah, so you have to be very careful on what you download and what you click, because everything is not what it seems. So, I had to do a factory reset of the tablet. And we were actually talking about this morning, because he says, yeah, Mom, when I get out of school, I'm going to teach you how to play Roblox. I said, we would not be downloading that on my tablet. So, and then when I said it, he was like, well, because of virus, right? I said, yeah, and I don't know if it came from Roblox or not, but we're going to be careful. We have to always be careful. So he's like, oh, okay, got it. So that was just one lesson, but there'll be many more, I'm sure, as he gets older and really starts diving into the internet. Right now, he's under several parental controls, so he's kind of limited.
Yeah. We had our neighbor let the kid use the computer, and the neighbor got a phone call the next day and said, hey, the address is messed up on your order. And my neighbor was like, what order? Turns out her son had gone online and ordered a hedgehog to be delivered. And because she had her credit card information saved, and he just clicked the thing and added the credit card. And the only reason a hedgehog didn't show up is because he had some of the address incorrect. Otherwise, she'd have had a hedgehog at her house.
And then where did this hedgehog come from?
Exactly.
And she was thankful that the people called, but that's immediately when that computer got locked down and was like, yeah, you're no longer using mama's computer because we're not ordering any more hedgehogs.
Yeah.
Well, in a world where technology is first, I mean, even my 5-year-old at school was telling me yesterday about how he used his tablet at school, which is great. There are so many great things that they can do and they can gain all this knowledge they can gain from technology. It is a little bit scary. I mean, my son didn't even know numbers and he was able to put my passcode into my phone, right? Because he just watched me do it and pattern recognize. So it could inadvertently get into a security situation and have no idea.
Yeah. And we
all
just
of a sudden,
tried,
he's gone.
yeah, and we just tried robot mode on Cassandra. So as she came through, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. So we're gonna work through that here in a second. But yes,
Turn off your video,
Cassandra
Cassandra.
got into her phone and
It's
madness occurred.
quickly sounding like a conference call this morning.
Mr. Roboto.
Yeah, welcome to real life.
Yeah. Hashtag real life. I mean, this is what happens, right? Whether it's motherhood, work, it doesn't matter. Trying to host a podcast on a Friday morning, not that really caffeinated. It's great. It's great. So when we talk about just life, right? I think, we've talked about the technology side and how you're going with that. What are some things, as a single mother, we talk a lot about motherhood in general, right? And even if you have a partner, there's always one partner that takes on more of the workload and it gets really hard to manage at times, right? I can't imagine being in your shoes and having that full-time, CEO of the household plus all the different things, right? So how do you do it? Like what's your secret sauce into giving yourself some grace and getting through the day with the little one?
Prayer.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolute
there you go.
Prayer.
Amen.
It sounds cliche, but every morning when I wake up, of course, I thank God for waking me up. And then I ask him, please help me navigate the day smoothly, seamlessly. It definitely takes order. So I'm real big on order, structure,
routines.
I plan everything. Yes. Like my calendar has my whole life in it, right? If I do not put it on my calendar, I'm in trouble. And just trying to make sure that I am allotting the proper time for everything. Work, my son, school, he's starting sports, so I'm about to become a sports mama. Okay. So that's, I'm just making sure my schedule is always aligned for each segment of my life, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets hectic, sometimes they overlap, right? But the thing that I'm blessed with, the skill I'm blessed with having is knowing how to pivot. You have to know how to pivot. You have to be quick on your toes, right? Because he's depending on it. My son is depending on it. He's looking to me like, okay, Mom, what you gonna do? This happened. How are we gonna fix it? Right?
Yep.
So I have to show him that in life throws curveballs, but how are you gonna pivot? How are you gonna overcome it? Right?
Yep.
So that's what I lead with every day.
There's this great saying that I like that said, you were forged in fire, right? And when you think about that, and life is a firestorm, right? You're walking through it and sometimes it gets a little hot, sometimes it's a little better, right? But if you think about that process of forging silver or platinum or any of those things, right? Like the beautiful things always come out of it. It's not necessarily the easiest journey, right? And we all get thrown different situations. And I love the fact that you said that you start with prayer. I think that is a very important part of our society, of just starting with a grounding moment.
Mindfulness. Starting the day in positivity and being grateful.
Gratefulness.
If you're consciously practicing gratitude, it means you're looking for whatever the positive things are, even if they're small, even if 90% feel terrible. And then that's the lens through which you're going to see the rest of the day, and whatever experience comes up, you're going to find what you're looking for. So if you're looking for positivity, that's what you're going to find. If you are looking for negativity, that's what you're going to find. So that's beautiful.
I think the one thing that it's interesting, right? Like as they get to be teenagers, I don't necessarily guide my daughter to be positive in the morning. I guide her to be real in the morning, right? Of like, make sure you set realistic expectations for yourself today. Don't try to go too far, right? Also, don't fall into the negativity, but sometimes positivity is hard for people, and that's okay, right? But setting a realistic goal that you feel like you could actually accomplish by the end of the day, that may be what you need to get through that day. And that's okay too.
I'm probably going to be that mom that's like, did you get dressed this morning? Look at you, girl. Girl, you've already won. You put the clothes on and you're headed out the door. Everything else is easy because mine is very emotional. I can already tell how this is going to go. It's going to get worse.
My boy is very emotional about all the morning things.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
They make it so hard. You know, I see all this parenting stuff on social media all the time, and I feel like I'm constantly trying to measure up to what all these people say you're supposed to be doing with your kids. An example of that is like, you want to be positive. You want to start their day off with positivity. You want to be speak of the devil and they will appear. Here she is. They want to start you want them to start their day like on a positive note. So like when they go off to school or whatever, they're on the right foot. But then they make everything so hard in the morning, and it's like, I'm trying to emotionally regulate myself. I am tired. I don't want to be doing this. Now I'm emotionally regulating you. You are choosing to move at a snail's pace with everything we must do this morning. The bus is not going to wait on you. And, you know, by the end of it, I'm like, get on the bus. But then I feel terrible because I'm like, I tried so hard.
Yeah.
It's so true.
That's real life. That's just real life.
It only gets worse. It only gets worse. Like, as a parent with a high schooler, okay, it's now not just about the dragging their feet or the getting dressed. It's now the emotional drama of, do you know what happened and what she said? And I can't take it. And I'm going to be, and you won't believe it. And I don't want to go to school and I don't want to go to this class. And do you know why? And then there's like a whole lecture and you're like, oh my God, I don't understand 90% of what has just been said at the pace
tired.
in which it has been said. Just go. Just the door's right there, please. Like,
I'm sorry, life's
kids.
hard.
Yeah.
I truly look at these kids and I say, gosh, was I like this at your age? Like, did I really have all this emotion at this age? Parenting is a reality check. Like, even with my son being 6, and a lot of times he checks me, okay? He'll say something, I'm like, I can't even be mad because that was right. You know? But I think about, like, my brothers are 20. Whoa, actually, they're 22, 23. they're in the early 20s. But I look at some of the things that they would do as teenagers, and I'm like, seriously? Like, this is what we're doing?
Yeah.
Are you really upset about this? Like, gosh, was I like this at this age? You know?
Well, I think at that age, we were all in the cornfields or the sugarcane fields or wherever having a good old time. And now
I was not in a cornfield.
Well, you might.
I was walking over where you were.
Okay?
Yeah.
But you missed out on some stuff if you weren't in the fields. That's all I'm going to say. All right. With the trucks, and there were some good times. But that doesn't happen anymore, right? Like, they're all in the devices. They're all in this constant. Like, I do feel when we grew up, it was different, right? When you went home, school stopped, right? There wasn't this constant continuum of noise. And I think that constant continuum of noise has made our children so much more anxious, which we talked about on one episode, so much more emotion brought to the table because they don't ever get a break, period.
That's so true. That is so true. I literally just shared a reel about that. It was like, welcome to the 90s. And it has like these kids and it talks of, have you seen it?
I don't know if I've seen that exact one, but I've seen some like this. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it talks about, it has like these kids in a treehouse. They say, oh, this is our world. And then the other kid says, well, I heard in 2025, everyone has screens. And and that's boring.
Yeah.
And it's like, gosh, what a time. Take me back.
Yeah. It would be so
simpler.
much simpler. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I can't imagine, and I've said this on the podcast before, I can't imagine looking back at my teenage self and having my Facebook account with all the crazy idiocy that I spewed on the daily. Just go back and look at all, like, these kids are going to be filled with regret when they get a lot older, right? But it's the world they live in, and teaching kids how to self-regulate. And hey, you probably don't need to put that out in the ether. Like, maybe think about what you post before you post it. And like this concept of keyboard warriors that can just type all this ugliness and spew this negativity in the world. Like, we got to teach our kids first. Don't do that. Don't be that person, because there's so many people who are so miserable in their life that just feel like they can say whatever they want. Like, let's all be nice. Like, what happened to just being nice to each other and keeping your thoughts to yourself? Sometimes it's okay to keep that inside.
You can scroll past without commenting.
Yes.
That is a choice.
How old is your son? How old is your son, Cassandra?
He is 6. He'll be 7 in February.
Oh, that's precious. That's such a cute age. I feel like that's where they have finally kind of gotten out of that really challenging toddler arena, but now they're very like, they think they're grown already and they're not.
You have no idea.
Yes, ma'am.
No idea. He's like 6 going on 36.
Yep.
He's heavy. He's always been a very independent child, but it's more intense now. So he's like, no, I'll do it. And then he would get upset if you don't let him do it. So I'm just like, you know what, son? You can have it, okay? Because right now my bandwidth is not as high as I would like it. So I'm not even gonna argue.
Pick your battles. Pick your battles.
Give yourself some grace and let it go.
Yes.
It may take him 2 hours, but he'll be occupied for 2 hours.
So true. So true.
When my daughter was 6, she used to tell everybody that she was 44. And I was like, that's like a random age. And no, you're not 44. But they would ask how old she was. And she was like, I'm 44. And I'm like, why? Like that? Okay.
Oh my
Such a
gosh.
random age. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Her daughter's got some real zingers. We've heard some very interesting stories since starting this show. So
yeah. Well,
these children have old souls.
They really do.
They do.
I saw a clip of a podcast. It was sometime this week, and I've been meaning to look this study up. Maybe one of you guys saw something about it. If not, I'll look it up and give you the details later. But it said that they tested a ton of kids, like they followed them, and like 98% of the kids that they tested at 5 years old tested as creative geniuses. And then, and then they follow them. And then as they age, that number starts to drop down significantly. And the idea there was that basically our society and our norms and our practices and things beat the creativity out of children. And so the older they get, them, and the screen thing is what made me think of it, like the social media, like the way kids are sort of not becoming adults because they're still very immature, but getting into these adult concepts and ways of operating much earlier in life. And then they become more cynical. Like they know all these things they really probably shouldn't even know yet. And all that little creative stuff that, digging holes in the ground and making potions and whatever we did as little kids is gone.
Let kids be kids.
Yeah.
Right? And that notion of being tactile versus screen time is important, and incorporating that in. Yeah. But absolutely. I think that it's not just kids, right? Like when you think about, we've talked about before, like AI and how that unfortunately makes some people a little less smart because they rely on summarization, right? So they lose their ability to comprehend. Like there are actual skills that if you supplement something long enough, you will actually lose the ability to do that thing. And you have to reteach yourself. And I think even as adults, even when you're thinking about your career, it's something to be very mindful of, hey, at the end of the day, if I'm always relying on how to use Excel to calculate a formula, at some point, my ability from a math standpoint is going to be, I no longer know how to do that. I just know how to tell the computer how to do it. And so always think about those things, not just for your kids, but for yourself, because you're actively losing skills every single day if you are not employing them and not leveraging them correctly.
Yep. Well, we are. Go ahead. No.
I was just saying, I think for sure society is killing a lot of our brain cells and making us lazier and so forth. Like, for example, my sister just bought one of those robot vacuum cleaners that goes to the house. And I told my son, no, pick up that broom and you're going to sweep it up old fashioned. We're not going to go get the remote and run it to pick this up. You can get the broom and dustpan. Like, let's not lose that skill, you know?
Right. Yep. Well, we don't have a ton of time left, so I wanted to ask you a couple wrap-up questions, if that's okay. When you were talking about how you made this pivot into technology, that was a pretty life-altering event. You got laid off and had to figure out where you were going to go from there. So what advice do you think you would give someone else going through a similar situation? They're sort of catapulted into making this big transition. What do you feel like helped you that you think could help somebody else?
I would say, for one, to embrace change, right? Embrace that fork in the road, right? Mm-hmm. Because even though something doesn't go right, that doesn't mean that the world is over, right? Sometimes it's for our own good. So, of course, a layoff is devastating, right? And you think, oh my God, what do I want to do? Stress overload. But that could very well be the opportunity for a greater door to open and a whole new path to take. So embrace the change, embrace that fork in the road, pivot, and keep going. Keep going. And most importantly, keep the faith. Mm-hmm. That has to be at the forefront. You have to have faith and know that no matter what, you're going to be fine.
What's meant for you will be. Period.
Absolutely.
Well, is there anything you're excited about? We talked a little bit about what's next. I know you want to grow your career aside from the holidays. We're all excited about the holidays. Anything else you're looking forward to that you've got on the horizon?
So I'm currently studying for my AWS Cloud Practitioner certification.
Wow.
So awesome. I will be taking that this month. And then my goal starting in January is to begin studying for the CompTIA Security Plus exam.
Nice.
Wow.
So hopefully I'm looking to get completed with that maybe late February, early March. And I'm just going to keep going. Get as many certifications as I can. Yeah.
And if you are not in the tech world and listening, all those things she just mentioned are not easy.
No,
if you need a reference point.
Not at all.
So that's going to be a lot of studying and a lot of good times. So we are so excited to have you as part of our network, and we are always here for you and just a message away. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And unfortunately, it's that time. So Jeremy, take us home.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Coffee Meets Cloud. Cassandra, thank you so much for being with us. Your insight, your honesty. It's always so great to have a guest like you on the show. If you guys enjoyed today's conversation, please make sure to follow, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. It helps us grow the show and helps us bring on more incredible guests like Cassandra. And if you want to stay connected, you can always find us on social media at Coffee Meets Cloud or visit our website at coffeemeetscloud.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.